Hi everyone, and welcome to yet another video review, and I didn't say Transformer review because this video this figure that we're going to be taking a look at, it is not a Transformer because like y'all heard before, we like to review other things besides Transformers. And my dad also does it too.
But y'all, he almost said it. I knew as soon as that camera started.
I wasn't almost gonna say it.
Okay, wasn't almost gonna say it. Okay, so, besides Transformers, we do other reviews on other things, and today is not a Transformer review. It is a review of
the SH Monsterarts Godzilla 2004 Final Wars version. And for those of you who don't know what SH Monsterarts is, they're a line that makes action figures, but really like higher quality action figures, like Godzilla, and they also did Alien and Predator, and they also did one with King Kong, and also other Godzilla figures like Mechagodzilla and Ghidorah.
Ghidorah? What's a Ghidorah?
Ghidorah is the three-headed dragon.
Well, there you go. See there? I thought it was... Okay. Anyway. So, yeah, this is a review of Godzilla by SH Monsterarts.
And this is the 2004 version and the Final Wars line here.
So anyway, this is not a Transformer review. This is a Godzilla review.
From SH Monsterarts. And showing how the package here, and it does have like a clear window like you saw on the front here, but there's also some clear windows on these like claw marks here. And there's even one here. And here's the other side here. And on the bottom here, you just have some, like, well, you do have some, like,
Japan writing.
Well, Japanese writing here, which I think this is supposed to be like some warnings here. And you do have some cautions here. And on the back, you do have some nice promotional images here of what Godzilla could do for many poses.
So yeah, this is it. This is Godzilla. I think the first time when I seen Godzilla, I must have been 6 or 8 years old. I think that's the first time that I seen Godzilla, I think. And was aware of him.
Godzilla's been around for a very long time.
Yes, long time. A big lizard walking around with a big attitude. So anyway, we are going to get around and turn the camera around, and we're going to scoot up and we're going to take a look at this
reptile creature
that's known as Godzilla. A big lizard with a big attitude.
So stay tuned.
So here we are, and this is Godzilla. And like I said, I think the first time I was aware of Godzilla, I think I was like 6, 7 years old, something like that. And all I seen was a big green dinosaur, whatever. And some of it was in black and white. And I'm thinking, how old are these shows? And then that's when my mom told me that, no, okay, so he has been around a long time.
And there is a black and white Godzilla show or movie.
It was a movie.
Movie. Because Godzilla is a movie, not a show. And the black and white Godzilla movie is actually called Godzilla.
I'll take your word for that.
And it's a 1958 Godzilla movie.
Okay, you're teaching me something new. I just remember it being black and white. And I said, why is this big lizard running around town? Well, city's destroying them. And he's got a big attitude, and he knows what lightning's all about. Because he can make it.
And sometimes he does shoot out his atomic breath out of his mouth.
Yeah, it's probably enough to destroy a city right there, just in itself.
And SH Monsterarts did also made other Godzilla figures. And this is one of them. And they also did one from 1958. And there's also the ones that I really do want to try and get is the Godzilla 2000 and the Godzilla 1995 version. But this is the only Godzilla SH Monsterarts that I have here.
So I'd have to say, yes, he looks really good.
And getting a closer look at the head sculpt here. And I am gonna try and... Oh, you can barely see it right there on camera. You could see his eyes are painted orange here.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome. That is a good shot right there. Wow.
And
yes, you're right.
And here's the other side here. And also, the eyes are perfectly like centered, like he's looking forward. Because the reason why I said that is because some of the other SH Monsterarts Godzilla figures, they sometimes have some weird weird messed up eyes, where one eye is going in another direction and the other eye is going in the other direction. But this one has his eyes perfectly centered, like he's looking forward. And for his teeth here, I will have to like open up his mouth. His teeth here does also look really nice. And they're and they are perfectly painted, because they do have some brown paint on his teeth.
Yes. Yep.
And I do still see some purple paint on his teeth here.
Yeah, he's just, you know, he hasn't brushed in a while, you know. So yeah, I don't know if the camera is going to be able to. Yeah, there it is. So with the mouth is articulated. That is awesome.
Yes, and also, yeah, and you can still see the purple paint here on his tooth.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be like?
That's just the way they did it. That's just the way they painted them in.
Because to me, when I looked at it, I thought that they forgot to like paint this tooth here the same color like the rest of his teeth here.
Yeah, they got it. They got it.
And the inside of his mouth here. There we go. You could see the inside of his mouth is also purple painted.
It's painted. The detail inside his mouth is painted up.
And he also does have a purple tongue here.
You know, there we go. It focus.
You can see the purple paint on his tongue here. And the tongue is not articulated.
Nope.
It's just a solid piece. The reason why I said that is because that there are some SH Monsterarts Godzilla figures where the tongue is movable, but this one does not have that. And I did check to see if it is articulated, but it's not. And going down to his body here, and the skin does have a rough texture feel to it, which is really nice, because it looks like he's an actual creature instead of just a toy. And his claws here do look really nice and painted up. Even the inside of his claws are painted up really well. and going down to his legs here. And even the toes here are also painted really nicely. Even the bottom of the toes or the claws are painted in. And going to his spikes here. And the spikes, or the spines, I think they're called spines, are perfectly painted, but they're not all painted in, because you can see here on the top here, on the top here, there is a little bit here that's painted in, and in the middle here, all of it is painted in. But when you get to the tail here, if I can zoom in here, some of it is painted in, and some of it is not, like you can see here. Like you can see a little bit of blue here, but some of it is not fully painted. And speaking of the tail here, he does, like you can see here, have a really nice long tail.
He has a really long tail with a lot of articulation in it.
Yes. And it is all on ball joints. And I think I've counted, it does have like 20 points of articulation. Maybe less than that or more than that. And the spikes here are really, really sharp. So be mindful of that.
So be very careful. It is a awesome figure. They have a lot of articulation on this one big lizard.
And one problem I have with it is, like you could see here, he is a little bit gappy. Like you could see a little bit of some gaps here visible here. And even when you try to move his arms in a perfect spot, like there, you could still see that little gap there. That's really the only problem that I have with him.
His arms don't, they stay bent? Okay. Yeah, okay.
And that is pretty much it for the figure itself.
That's pretty much it for the figure itself. Y'all, I could... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say how his articulation goes.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
But for his articulation, his head is on a ball joint, and I think yes, and he also has a ball joint at the base of the neck, and it does have 3 separate joints here, because you could see these things here do move a little. That's because so you can have a lot of range in his head.
Yeah, in his neck.
And also the neck itself. And he can look up about yeah, he can look up about that far, and he can look down a lot. And I think his head was about to like pop off. Because I felt it. But he can look down about that far. Oh. And his head is about to come off. Again. But if you go too far down, you'll end up popping off his head.
You'll be hitting. No. Go ahead. I almost said something. Go ahead.
And of course, his mouth does open and close, and his jaw, well, his bottom jaw here is on a ball joint.
It sure is. Yes, it just doesn't go up and down. It's actually on a ball joint. That's kind of weird. Okay. Wow. Yes. Wow. Okay.
And his arms do rotate all the way around, because they are also on ball joints, and they can move in and out. And you do have an armpit joint, and his elbows they can bend, trying to get his tail out of the way.
That pesky tail gets in the way every time.
But he does have an elbow joint here, and he does also have a bicep swivel, and this part does move separately, so his elbows can swivel. And I think he bends at 2 joints here for the elbow.
Now, he don't have no articulating fingers, right?
No.
No, they're okay. They're molded in place. Okay.
But he does have ball joint at the hands here.
Okay. At the wrist.
And his chest here does also have some articulation. Because he does have a ball joint at the torso here. I'll show it to y'all on the back here. There we go. You can see here, his upper chest here does move is kind of stiff on mine, but it does move. And he does also have a ball joint at the waist itself here, which is a little squeaky, like you clearly heard.
Squeaky.
And he can bend. Well, he can look up at the chest here just a little bit, because that's as far as you're gonna get it, because the spines do kind of hinder it. But he can crunch like a little bit, like just about there. And for his hips here, they do have a ball joint at the legs. Which are a bit limited due to the way his hips are designed. But he does have a double jointed knee. And the feet here does also have a ball joint. And this is also a separate piece here, because this is the calf part of the ankle.
So he has a lot of articulation on him.
And the tail here does also have a lot of articulation, because it has like 20 points of articulation.
Like 20 individual parts?
Yes.
Wow. Yes, I can feel it, y'all. He's right. Each one of these layers is a separate...
A separate piece.
Yes, a separate layer stacked onto the next one.
So you can have like a lot of curving tail poses, because each one of these segments of the tail is on ball joints.
Very good.
And it may be more than 20 points of articulation, or less than 20 points.
We say there's 20 because if you go to count them, that's a lot of rings right there to count going up to the body. So we're just going to say 20, or maybe more, maybe less. But you get the point. We get some real good articulation out of the tail, because the way the tail is designed.
And that is about it. So now let me get him situated real quick.
All right.
And he doesn't come with any accessories. What you see is what you get. But I would have liked if they would have included an atomic breath part. So it looks like he's shooting out his atomic breath out of his mouth. But I have seen one SH Monsterarts Godzilla figure, and that's the one from 1995. Because he's the one that I saw for the most part that does come with the atomic breath part. But for the rest of the other Godzilla figures from the SH Monsterarts line, including this, from what I saw, does not come with the atomic breath part. So that's really a flaw that I have with him. Even he does have a little bit of gappage on him from the joints.
Alright, we're going to have a little fun right quick. I want to see.
Because we do have some size comparisons.
Yeah, and this is what I come up with right quick while we was pulling them out, and I thought this would be a pretty good scale. Let's see how Optimus Prime would look. Yeah. In scale with Godzilla. Yeah. That is, I don't know. That may be accurate. I don't know. That could be. I don't know. Kind of a ways off. But that's what Optimus Prime or a Autobot would look like against Godzilla. Maybe. Maybe.
Although, maybe Optimus Prime would have come up about his knee here.
I don't know. Maybe
but other Transformers characters like the Constructicons who would form Devastator, they would come up about here.
I don't know. I just don't know. The scales, it may be. I don't know. But that is Optimus Prime. And that is Godzilla. And we're going to have... Let's see if I can make this work here. I'm going to have... Alright, now... I don't know if I can make this work.
Hey.
I want to get it to where he's trying to shake his hand. Not grab him.
No.
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe one of them will fit in his hand.
I think... Well, I
Look
think...
at there. Oh, yeah.
I think he would. Or I think you would.
Yeah. Oh.
Or you could do that.
Okay. Look at that there. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, that's awesome. Alright. Now. I got it. Let's see here if I can get... Yeah. Yeah, will you stay? Yes, you will stay. Yes. I gotta move him.
Oh, and
Oh, the tail.
the tip of his tail just popped off. It is on a ball joint.
Okay. Well,
But there you have it.
look at that, y'all. We have got... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. That is Godzilla with Bumblebee in one hand and Optimus Prime in the other, and boy, they in trouble.
and you could put one of them in their mouths, like he's chomping them.
Yeah, you could, but we're not going to do that. Let's see here. If I could just get... Yeah. Oh, is he going to stay? Oh, he almost stayed. I gotta be careful here. Come on, get in there. How's that? Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. That's good. Yeah.
And it almost looks like Godzilla is like playing with some Transformers toys.
I don't know. If there was a Transformers, you were like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. So, yeah. As far as Godzilla, it is a great figure. It has a lot of articulation. I'm surprised that they could get that many articulations in that little bitty guy. But I mean, look at what they're already doing today. You know, so this is pretty good. Now, 2004. What is that referencing to? Is the 2004 when it was made? I don't know. I don't think so. 2000 Godzilla 2004.
And this is the Final Wars version.
Okay. Then that's what I'd have to check out right there. Hey, if y'all know what 2004 means, let us know.
Of the Godzilla movie.
Yeah, are they talking about a movie that was made in 2004, or it just says Godzilla Final Wars 2004? We don't know what the 2004 is representing, so if y'all know what the 2004 means, please leave us a comment section down below.
And I also think it does look really great. But a couple of issues I have with it is that sometimes when you're trying to move his arms and legs, you will expose a little bit of gappage. And another issue I have with it is it's not really an issue. It's just my opinion, and that is I wish that they would include like a new atomic breath part, like the one from 1995 did, because they did included an atomic breath part of the 1995 version from the same SH Monsterarts line. And one last issue I have with it is the painting on the spines here could have been painted a little more, because you still see a little bit of black on it. And the teeth, where they're all painted brown, but you do still see a little bit of purple in it. Is that like supposed?
Yes, that's just the way they made it. That's just the way they painted it up.
I don't know if that was like in the movie, or they just like forgot to paint most of it. But everything else about it looks really cool.
So yeah, and another thing, this is what, a Bandai project? Yes, Bandai.
And it's also made by Tamashi Nations. The same company that made that SH Figuarts Naruto, which I did do a review of.
Yeah, and we revisited him. Later on. Yes.
Yes.
That is true. That's one of the very first videos Colton did.
Yes.
When we started this journey on reviewing different things and different stuff. And that was a couple years ago. And here we are. Now taking a look at a big lizard with a big attitude who's fisting to put Autobots in a big bind. So, as far as me, their articulation's great. He's got a couple of flaws, but hey, I've seen worse. And I'm really glad that the bottom jaw itself is individually articulated. I was not expecting that.
And it hits on a ball joint.
Yeah, I thought it just went up and down until Colton, a while ago, was showing that you can actually move the lower jaw because it's individually on a ball joint.
And I too kind of wish he had a movable tongue in his mouth. Because I have seen another SH Monsterarts Godzilla figure that had a movable tongue, and that was the Godzilla 2000 figure. Because that one had a movable tongue, and this one does not.
So anyway, y'all, before I step out and let Colton wrap this up, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see y'all next time. I'm out of here.
And if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.